a world that stresses the need to find the one, your soulmate, the moon to your stars, there's one relationship that never seems to get quite the same attention. And it's the one you have with the women in your circle. On this very special episode of Listen to Black Women, we're discussing the importance of cultivating a real sisterhood, how necessary our sisters are, and how they serve a higher purpose. Joining us for today's discussion is special guest, celebrity doula, and founder of Mama Glow, Latham Thomas. I'm Taryn Finley, and these are my beautiful co-hosts, Jessie Wu and Chris Smith. So go ahead, sit back, grab you some rosé, text your good girlfriends, and get real comfortable, y'all, because Listen to Black Women starts right now. Ladies, we may be a movement all on our own, but we're an absolute force when we're together as sisters. That's a bond like no other. When we show up, we love hard on each other. And there's nothing quite like having the support of other women who love you and make sure that you succeed in all that you do. Which leads me to our question of the day. How do you balance a difference of opinion in your sister tribe?
The friends that I've had for years, they're not yes men to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like if I do something, they're not afraid to be like, Jess, like
calling you
I'm
out.
on your side, but
Yeah.
I would have handled that a different way.
Yeah.
Or I would have said this
Yes.
differently, or maybe I would have waited to say whatever. And I feel like, and then they give me that space to do that.
Right.
And then like we work it out. Ain't no beef. It's not, we're not talking to each other no more. Like we work it out, we talk through it, and then it's like, okay, let's go to brunch.
I have a question. Speaking on that, right? So what do you do when you have two friends in your circle who are disagreeing or some drama has happened? Do you remain neutral? Do you pick a side? Like, how do y'all feel about that?
I'm never neutral.
Yeah. Never
That's
neutral.
one thing about me. I'm a Cancer. I'm never neutral, period. So somebody's right, somebody's wrong. But here's the thing too, both of y'all can be right.
Right.
Yes.
But somebody's handling it wrong.
Yeah.
So that makes you wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so you have to find a way in that moment to be diplomatic. If you can't find a way to be diplomatic, that's on you. Girl,
Yeah.
you're wrong, and that's that on that.
No, that's real. A lot of times it comes down to breakdown in communications,
Yeah.
you know?
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
And one thing that I really hate, people who ghost you, like friends who ghost
my
you.
God.
I've done it.
And
I've
you
done
know,
it.
too. I've done it.
But
as
I go
well.
ahead. I have more to say on that,
yeah.
but I've done it for sure.
Yeah.
I've done it.
Yeah.
When? In what situation?
Yeah.
Like I'm a Taurus, and so like when we're done with something, we're fully done. So I don't have to also alert somebody that I'm
Same.
no longer in a
Period.
relationship with
Yeah.
them. I just have decided, and so I'm moving on in life. And they're like, how come they're not texting back? How come they're not calling?
Yeah.
I'm like, because me ignoring you is acknowledging that we're no longer friends.
Period.
Yeah.
Right? So I think there's a way. I feel like the communication and those skills that we have, that we cultivate as we age, are for people that we want to be in relationship with.
Yeah.
Period.
Wow.
Right? And so if I don't
Period.
use that energy on you, then it's like, yeah, I'm out of here.
Latham, as a wellness expert who champions Black women, I know you know a thing or two about cultivating sisterhood, and we're ready to hear all about your amazing work as a doula. It's time for Credential Check. Latham, we're so excited to hear about all of your important and necessary work, but I'm wondering, what about your journey has brought you the most joy?
My journey really started with the birth of my son, who's now 18. And in that process was where I realized that I wanted to step into doula work. The event itself was so sacred and so transformative that I said, I have to protect this experience for women. When I went home, I had like my mom there, family members, so it was like that village keeping that's so important for all of us. I also think that a really important piece is cultivating your sister circle while you're pregnant. And some of those are people who've already had a baby. Some of those are people who, are like gonna keep you laughing or make sure you're fed or that you can get a shower.
Yeah.
And you wanna make sure that you have that community intact before you have the baby. Because what often happens is the relationships change, right? Once the baby comes, and you know this, right?
Yes.
Once the baby comes, like those friends that used to holler at you to go out at night and stuff, like they're nowhere around, right?
Yeah.
And so when we cultivate on the early side, and I believe that cultivation of friendship is a self-care practice, because then you have those people that you can really lean on.
Let's dig into that though, because you touched a few times on your tribe. tribe. Why is that so important for expectant and new mothers to really build their tribe and their circle of support?
I mean, it's critical because that's how we evolved. We evolved in community. We don't exist singularly, right? We're always in relationship with others. And so a lot of folks who are suffering from postpartum depression, anxiety, we see folks suffering from PTSD, and all of these things can be mitigated when we have support. Yeah. So we can actually impact on mental health by having an anchored community. So that tribe, that sister circle is so critical because it will get you through even when you're under-resourced.
So I have a question. Speaking of community, what has surprised you the most about your Mama Glow community?
You know, they really show up for each other. There's just this sense of like, we are all siblings, we're all here together, and I love that about the community.
Wow, Latham, thank you so much. This has been so enlightening, and we could talk about this all day. Literally all day. We appreciate you sharing your experiences and your work. Ladies, I think the credentials are officially checked, okay? Y'all know what time it is. It's time to get into the nitty-gritty, y'all. Earlier, we asked, how do you balance a difference of opinion in your sister tribe? Listen, life comes at you fast. Sometimes we're too busy solving problems on our own, but don't you know your sisters got you? We are getting the most out of our friendships, and we are showing up for them, okay? Let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. I wanna read y'all a quote real quick from the one and only Charlie Penn, lifestyle director at Essence. She says she celebrates her sisterhood tribe by saying, sisterhood is and how always has been my lifeline when I need it to remember who I am, why I am, and what I'm here to do. The bonds I have with my sister friends sustain me when all my other self-care tricks fail me.
Oh, wow.
I'm wondering, how do y'all celebrate y'all sisterhood?
Trips.
Ooh.
I feel like trips is my love language. Trips with my friends, with my sister girls, or at least if we can't do the trip because we all are really busy, a lot of my friends, whether I've met them in the business or even those that I've met like back in high school, they're all creatives or they're all bosses in some type of way. So if we can't do a trip, we do brunch. I feel like brunch is a great way. We come together, we lift each other up, we raise our glasses, we cheers. You know, like just little moments like
y'all
that.
Y'all go on dates.
We go on dates.
Love
like
it.
and it's so funny. I told one of my friends, Danielle, I was like, if you really are intentional about your sister friends, like you will get a lot of intimacy with your sister friends.
Yes.
Like, and a lot of the time you think you're missing out on intimacy with guys, but that intimacy is top tier because those are the girls you choose to have intimacy with, like outside of family, outside of dudes. Like that intimacy is top tier.
That's so real. I'm glad you used the word intimacy because honestly, a lot of the relationships that I have with my sister girlfriends are more romantic than I have with, partners that I'm dating.
Like in what way?
Like we hold hands, we take each other out on dates, we go out the country together, we compliment, we make sure that we're feeding each other's love languages in a very intentional way.
Right.
I think for me, my love language is the truth. So the way that I support my friends is by telling them the truth. And sometimes the truth is really hard, and that's when your bonds get tested. But I'm really good for a FaceTime. I'll be in the shower, FaceTiming my friends, and just having like those real heart-to-heart, experiences, because sometimes when life starts lifing, you do need, like you said, your friends sometimes to remind you who you are. Or like one of my really good girlfriends, she was noticing that like once a month I would call her and I would be in shambles. And she's like, are you about to get your friend, girl? I'm like, you right. This is like, my life is not over. I'm just PMSing. So sometimes like you need your friends to kind of see you and like reel you back in. And my friends are that for me and I'm that for them too.
Yeah, I mean, I think about what got me through even just the pandemic, like that regular checking in, having a group chat where we're all just like, hey, how are you doing today? Doing highs and lows. What were your highs today? What were the lows today? And my biggest thing though is I love to like serve and have people in the home and like host. And so I love just saying, okay, I'm cooking, who's coming through, right? And then setting the table. And it is like dating, like you're saying, right? I feel like we dress for our girlfriends, right? We bring out the best wine for them. And so for me, that's what it is too. It is like bringing people into the home and just kind of like nuzzling and feeling that connection in that way.
Nuzzle.
So my question is, how do you differentiate your sisters, your friends, and your acquaintances?
Oh, very easy.
Yeah.
What does that feel like?
Very easy. It's all about intent. You know, like I feel like when you're in this creative space especially, it's so hard to make new friends, but you'll quickly find out who's trying to be your friend and who's just trying to leech or who's just want to be like an acquaintance. Like it's really easy. So for me, I feel like friendships or sister girls or, you know, my sisters, how I like to say, like there's more intent. There's more, how are you?
Yeah.
Let's go out just to go out, just to talk to each other. Then there are those who are just like, well, you know, there's an event happening, so let's just go to that event. Let's take pictures, let's look cute, you know what I mean? Or there's, hey, I'm starting a business, can you repost? Like, you know, like stuff like that. It's like everybody doesn't have that same intent. And it becomes so clear so fast. I used to be someone who was really like thirsty to be friends with everybody. I was thirsty for that. But then when you start operating in different spaces, you get to see everybody not trying to be your friend. So have intent about who you want to be friends with too.
Absolutely.
And have intent about who needs to stay over there. Period.
Yeah.
I think also like when you feel like you have to censor yourself around certain people, like when you feel like you can't say certain stuff, that's
real.
automatic. Like your intuition letting you know that's not your friend. And when I get to the point and I feel like I cannot be my whole self and I cannot like share my whole truth, then I know that I have to categorize. And you know, for me, as I get older, I used to be very black and white, you know, Gemini gang, you know, this or that. So it's either like you're either my best friend or like I don't know you. But now, you know, in age, I'm realizing like, okay, there's a little gray area there where like you said, okay, you're my sister, you're my friend, you're my acquaintance, you're my work friend or my work wife, whatever you want it to be. But I think having that discernment is so important, and if you don't have it, it will lead to catastrophe.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know what's interesting too, and I don't know about you all, but I feel like as I get older and more mature, I have way less friends, right? And who I recognize to be my friends, it's like I can identify them very easily and I can count like on one hand, right? And I feel like when we're younger, there is this thing like you're talking about, Jessie, where there is this need to have more people around or this feeling of, oh, my success is connected to how many people like me, right? And how well liked I am. But I feel like, you know, as we age, it's like we need to, there's very few people we can depend on. Right? And there's also, I don't want everybody calling me if they need something.
Oh, that's real.
Right? So I want to be a good,
I can't call on
I don't have the bandwidth. Okay?
Exactly.
Yeah, you said the word home earlier, and that just resonated so deeply because I think my sister girls, like, they are my home. It feels like I'm at home when I'm with them. You know, they say our relationships are mirrors of who we are. And I feel as I grow in my sisterhoods, I'm starting to, you know, understand who Taryn is more authentically, you know? Like, I'm growing through them, and I think, like, that is a true marker of what real sisterhood looks like. This is such a meaty topic. I'm so glad we talked about intent and dating your friends and telling the truth, being honest, all of that.
And moving on.
And moving on, exactly. And speaking of moving on, I got a little fun game for y'all coming up, okay? We're gonna close the show with a game of Who Said That? Sisterhood edition. The rules are simple. I'm gonna go ahead and recite a line from a TV show, movie, song, or celeb, and y'all are gonna tell me who said that. Okay, Sisterhood edition. Now, there are bells in front of you. Go ahead and pick them up. Once I recite and you know the answer, go ahead and ding that bell and let me know what y'all think the answer is. Y'all ready?
Ready.
Let's get it, let's get it. All right, the first one. We need a new look. I got it. Turn the wigs around. Come on, turn the wigs around. It's sophisticated looking.
Oh my God.
You know it too. You know it.
I do.
Just picture them turning the wigs around in your head. You know it.
Babs?
No, it's.
You know it. It's on the tip of your tongue. Y'all want me to say it?
Yeah, go ahead, say it.
You want to guess first?
No, say it.
Dream Girls.
I knew it!
Y'all knew it. It was
Why didn't I
Dina.
just say
It was
it?
Dina.
Why didn't I just say it?
Next one, I know y'all gonna get it. We are not about to be the black couple fighting in Rite Aid.
Oh, wait.
We are not about to be the black
Rite Aid
couple fighting in
threw me
Rite Aid.
off.
Is it a
Rite
movie?
Aid or the?
A show?
I'll give you, a show.
Insecure?
Yeah.
Damn. There we go. One for Jessie.
Yes.
Literally, the first season, she was buying her panties. Issa was in there buying her panties. All right, next one. He's a good man, Savannah. Come on.
That's some good man, Savannah. Wait next to him.
Absolutely. Absolutely on a roll. Okay. All right, y'all gonna get the next ones? Okay, let's see. One finger won't make an impact, but you ball all those.
Soul Food. That was Big Mama.
Come on.
Big Mama, your arm.
Big Mama, your arm. Y'all gonna get this one.
Okay.
Go home, Roger. Go ahead.
Sister.
Absolutely. Okay. Good job,
Cute.
y'all. Good job, y'all. That was fun.
I need to pay more attention to pop cultural references.
Thank you all at home for tuning into this very special episode of Listen to Black Women. Let's go ahead and hug our sisters real tight, shower them with love and all of those good things. Latham, we're so glad you stopped by to share your experiences with us. Make sure you follow her on IG at GlowMaven. We'd love to hear what you all have to say about today's topic, so be sure to hit us on Twitter at MadameNoire to share your thoughts. I'm Taryn Finley, and these are my lovely co-hosts, Jessie Wu and Chris Smith. Until next time, we'll see you on Listen to Black Women.